Sunday, September 29th, 2024. I'm Dr. Kemi Lawrence. I want everybody to look very carefully at what I'm going to show you behind me. It's very important because you don't even focus, because it's Kemi Olunloyo giving you the information. You don't want to take it from her until you've seen it in the mainstream media. The mainstream media did not investigate Mohbad's case. I did, and I did it twice. This letter behind me, I showed you before, and I did a video, you ignored it. The letter behind me was written by the law firm of Falana and Falana, and it was dated September 14th, 2023. This letter was written like 3 days after Mohbad died. Since Monsieur Avril, another lawyer, and some other lawyers are going to come out and attack VDM, maybe I should just remind them that we have so many lawyers in Nigeria and nobody can solve Mohbad's case. Mohbad's case involves godfathers. Godfathers to Wunmi and her mother, a former police officer. Yeah, I've closed Mohbad's case, but I feel that everybody needs to look at what's behind me, all right? Because can of worms are opening over this VDM story with Falz, the audio, Bobrisky, and whatnot. We're not going to divert away, okay, from everything. When I prayed this morning and I asked God to give me wisdom, God said something back to me and said, Kemi, have you noticed that there's a media blackout? And I said, Heavenly Father, I know that. There's been a media blackout for the past 1 week on Mohbad's case. Like no one's even wondering about Mohbad anymore. All the numerous TikTok videos are not going on anymore. Lives and everything. Everything shut down. A media blackout is literally a bigger story kills a very important story, but the biggest story kills it and takes the entire media. And this is Bobrisky, Falz, Falana, everything that has to do with this corruption in the prisons and the EFCC. So I went back and I looked up to God. I said, yeah, but you also brought the Mohbad case out in a way, because the Falanas are the ones that actually botched that case. Well, let's go back to the world. Thanks God. Look behind me, guys. I told you this before. When Mr. Falana decides to use his children for evil, okay, it's nothing to him, as long as he can make money out of it. I have no respect for Mr. Femi Falana, ever since he did a fraudulent act during the Oromoni case. Many of you didn't focus. You were just happy that he had police invited me and everything. You don't even know what he did. How he really broke the rules and never told the other lawyers in the case. And then he came to the inquest, and they were asking the police on the stand. He said, what about the journalist I asked you to invite? And the police guy looked. Ralph was saying she didn't come. And the other lawyers found out that he actually invited a journalist. He didn't tell them. The man is a fraud. He's an LCF, straight up. Liar, cheat, and fraud. Mr. Falana, you can't face me. And you went and took your daughter, okay, and put her on the forefront so that you can make her blow in the legal profession. Nobody knows her. Nobody wants to know her. Folakemi Falana, feti esile, okay? Baba enlo efu evil. And your downfall is coming. Nigerians, you must cancel this family. You must cancel Falz, everybody. Because what I'm about to tell you now, you must not take it lightly. The letter behind me was dated September 14, 2023. I did a video, I posted it. I got 2 comments on it. Nobody really cared. Now I'm sure it's going to go viral on YouTube now. Folakemi Falana was the one that signed this letter. And the letter was dated, the Chief Coroner of the High Court of Lagos State, requesting an inquest for Mohbad's death 2 or 3 days after he died. Mr. Falana likes to jump into these cases with clout. He's the only one that always requests an inquest. Nobody else. I've never seen another lawyer saying, let's do an inquest. Hey, don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with an inquest. But he will jump into it first so that his name can be in the lights. It's called clout. So when he requested this inquest, in this particular letter, he mentioned to the coroner that journalists must not be allowed inside. No journalist spoke out in Nigeria. I'm the only one that spoke out. And I was outside Nigeria. I spoke out because, okay, I am in a country where I was trained under the First Amendment, and that's called the freedom of press and freedom of speech. Nigerian journalists kept quiet and stood outside that inquest for over a year waiting for the first person to come out and talk to them in a media scrum. A media scrum is a group of journalists with all their microphones pointed towards the mouth of a newsmaker or an attorney or a spokesperson. So whenever they finish, they talk to the people inside, mostly the lawyer for Mohbad's dad, who will tell them what was going on inside. That's not the way it's supposed to be. In America, we have journalists in the courtroom. Even if you can't use your cameras, they sketch a suspect, they sketch people. An artist is there sketching and all that. When is Nigeria going to change? You ban journalists. And I kept yelling about that to Nigerians. Nigerians didn't pay attention. Say to me in the comments, if you remember when I was saying that Nigerians must not let this happen. Journalists in the courtroom. I used 2 interns in that Ikorodu court. And my interns went in as the public. Did you see how the public was holding phones inside that courtroom? So my interns went at the public and they too were holding phones. That's how they were able to take that photo of Wunmi wearing black widow. That's how I was able to cover this stuff. One very expensive thing I covered there. Look what happened in Ghana when the anti-gay law was signed, what was passed. The president has not been able to sign it. He refuses to because they're threatening him with $300 and something million from the World Bank. If you sign that anti-gay law, then you're not going to be a humanitarian and we're not giving you money. So he didn't sign it. But guess what? It was one journalist in Ghana. That journalist is not even gay, not even a lesbian, that went to the Ghanaian Supreme Court. He went to the Supreme Court of Ghana and filed an injunction that they must not pass such a law. That is not good. It's homophobic and it's hate. One journalist can make a difference. The media is the most powerful organization in the world. And Nigerian media, you sit down there acting a fool. You let Falana tell you, okay, you let Falana tell you, letterhead tell you that journalists are banned inside the inquest. They must stay outside. You're hiding something. The journalists are the ones that inform the people. In this day and age of fake stuff, artificial intelligence, you don't want hearsay from members of the public inside who will go post it on the internet and destroy the entire inquest. You want journalists in there. Okay? Remind me if I'm lying. I told you guys about this. Now, that girl with the signature down there, Folakemi Falana, do you know what else she did? But when you might expose, me anytime. But when you may expose. Folakemi Falana, answer my question. Your father is using you for evil. Did your father not tell you to call Oriyomi Amzat? Your father worked with Oriyomi on that Timothy Adeguke case. Gathered that Adedoyin got death penalty and all that. All well and good for that. But it was Oriyomi that did majority of the job. Okay, before they now say, let's hire Falana. This whole let's hire Falana is the best skinny. Falana will win case. Look at the case with Ned in Woko. Ned is an international lawyer. Ned will win case here now. I bet more case. You don't know anything in Nigeria. I want to suffer you. People like me that can able to tell you, you dispel us. So Falana, you sent your daughter to do all the evil. Folake, yes or no? Answer to the public in Nigeria. Your father sent you to go to Oriyomi Amzat because Oriyomi owns a radio station to tell him to take off Marlian Music. And Oriyomi was the first broadcaster to remove Marlian Music for his radio station in Ibadan, Agidigbo FM. Folakemi Falana, were you not the one that they sent to MTV Base, Sound City, and all those places? You are an entertainment lawyer. You have no business in general law. You went and do entertainment lawyer. Agree that you're an entertainment lawyer. An entertainment lawyer does not do evil. You went to Sound City, MTV Base, and you went to cancel Marlian Music, and they took them off the air. Nigerians, you must cancel MTV Base and Sound City. You must stop watching those music video channels. Go on your cable and find others. Okay, there are others there. Hip TV, Afro something. MTV Base and Sound City must be cancelled. If you don't cancel it, then you don't like Mohbad. Falana used this girl, an entertainment lawyer, to do all that evil. She was the one that went to those television stations to cancel Naira Marley. Bear with you. I'm not talking to Naira Marley, okay? It's not like I'm fighting with him. I haven't seen him but one time. We have nothing to say. Or VDM. I'm doing my own work and I'm exposing these evil people who botched Mohbad's case. These are them.